Hi. So, the recent topic of conversation has been the fake interpreter. You know him. So, this fake interpreter here. Would I really call him a fake interpreter? I think fake is the wrong word. I think he's not qualified, honestly. Not really fake. I think he's a real interpreter. He's a lousy interpreter, though. Okay? But he's still an interpreter. So I want to discuss my perspective on this. Remember, we here in America, it's different than this interpreter. Because he was in South Africa. It's different. So you really can't compare the two because they're different. In America, we have laws, we have ethics, expectations, schools, all sorts of different things, okay? But in South Africa, honestly, I'm clueless. I don't know myself. I have tried to do research on the subject. I really have tried. I've tried so hard. But whenever I go on to google.com or whatever, and I sit there and I search, every single thing that I find related to South Africa and interpreting, the only thing that ever shows up is this fake interpreter. It's always the case. I can't find laws or schools or education, nothing. I can't find a thing. So I'm absolutely stumped. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know. But honestly, it's different. America versus Africa, they're different countries. So it's different. So maybe expectations in Africa are different than the expectations here in America. It's a possibility. Maybe education there is different than here. That's also a possibility. It could be different. But we also need to remember that this man didn't decide to just sit himself up on the stage and start interpreting by himself. He didn't decide alone that he is qualified. Somebody else also said that, yes, you are qualified. Yes, you can interpret. Yes, you're skilled. Somebody agreed that, yes, you are an interpreter and you can do it. So who was that person? Who agreed that, yes, even though you hear different voices in your head and you need to decide which one to interpret, I mean, seriously, which voice would you interpret if you're hearing two? Which voice would you pick? So who decided that, yes, it's okay, I'm going to accept that and let you interpret anyhow? Who said, yes, you're skilled enough, and yes, I agree? Who said that? Somebody approved. Somebody said, okay, you're skilled enough, you can interpret. Who was that? It wasn't just him. It's not just him. He's not the only problem. It can't be just him. Think about it for a second. He can't be the only problem. It can't be only his fault. It's a whole country we're talking about here. Their laws, their expectations, their interpreters. What is the whole big picture? Here in America, deaf people are so blessed. Now, yes, there is not equality within the deaf and the hearing communities. No, hearing people will still look down on deaf people. They still do. So the equality is not yet there. I agree. I understand that. But at the same time, in America, deaf people have rights. If they go to a doctor's office, they have a right to request an interpreter. They have that right. But in Africa, I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue myself. If a person were to request an interpreter to show up, does a place need to provide that? I don't know. I don't know if that service has to be provided. But in America, it must be provided. In South Africa, I don't know. Maybe not. So, equality is also a problem, or could be possibly a problem. I don't think it's just this one interpreter. I really think it's the whole country and their laws and their perspective and their deaf culture and equality. I think all of that needs to be researched and discussed, not just this one interpreter. Also, I think it's important that we not focus on the negative so much. There's so much good, so many skilled interpreters, KODAs who are out there working, interpreting, and helping. It's an absolutely wonderful world here in America especially. Not all interpreters are lousy like this one. We can't let this one interpreter cause deaf people to doubt their interpreter's skills. We can't let this one interpreter cause hearing people to doubt interpreter skills. This one interpreter was wrong, yes. But I hope all of us as interpreters can take a step back from this experience and evaluate ourselves and think, am I qualified to interpret in this whatever it is? Am I skilled enough to interpret this setting? We need to remember that a part of our job is to offer equality, right? And that's our job, to help communication, but also to let equality happen between the deaf and the hearing communities. This interpreter did not let equality happen. And we saw that, we know that, we understand it. We need to change ourselves, though, and not blame and point fingers and focus on the negative. We need to learn from this experience. That's my perspective. And down below in the description, you'll see just a few website links. 2, 4, 5. Oh, no, wait. Maybe it's more like, maybe it's 7-ish, somewhere in there, maybe. You don't need to go look through them all. But you can if you want to. I have a paper related to this interpreter, but the rest of them are all videos, I believe, of good, skilled interpreters, of KODAs, things like that. So I think we really need to start looking more on the positive and not so much on the negative. Honestly, I'm done discussing this interpreter. I'm finished. I'm fed up with it. I'm really done. So again, that's my perspective. I'm finished talking about him. I don't want to discuss it from here on out. I'm done. I hope we can all learn from this experience that our skills are limited. Thank you.